then if you reverse it, a company that is very strict and it has rules and all that stuff, the minus is some people may feel restricted and like, where's the freedom? I can't do anything around here. Oh, in these parts of towns, I can't do nothing at all. So you can't win. Just pick the one you like the most. And if you're like, that sounds like hell, then just go indie. But even then, with indie, you'll be like, oh, I need help doing this. How do I get it? I need help doing that. How do I get it? And you don't get involved in project stuff. You kind of just have to promote yourself. You gotta do it yourself, right? So everything has a plus and minus. Some people are like, oh, indie work is overwhelming. There's too many things going on. What am I doing? And then you're overwhelmed. So there's a lot of stuff that you gotta juggle. A lot of shit to... My best advice is choose one thing. Choose one thing that is like utmost or like 3 things. Top 3 things that are like, this is what you want. Everything else, you weigh again. But as long as they have these top 3 things, that's a win. For me, I want safety, stability, and... that's it. That's kind of it, bruh. I just want to feel safe and I want it to be stable. I don't really need much. If let's say one day VShojo starts regulating shit, okay, I'm not gonna be too upset about it. I feel like I don't say anything too bad, you know what I mean? I know I get unhinged and stuff, but I don't make comments that would titter around... Because some people, they don't know these things, you know what I mean? Like, some people, if you're not a VTuber, and especially if you've never experienced Corpo life, this shit is like, it's different. Because from your perspective, all you see is the end product. But there's so much that goes on behind the scene to provide this end product. And in our line of work chat, the end product need to seem seamless. Like, natural. It's not. It's really not. But you gotta seem like it. There's so much hard effort behind everything. Like, for example, this VTuber model, right? This VTuber model, I have this like silly toggle. I have like these toggles. And it's so goofy and funny. But Goria had to sit here and draw these things. Like, they had to draw it. They had to rig it. They had to like bind it to keys. And then when I got it, I have to like set up the parameters, bind it to my buttons, set up everything. A lot of them, unironically, takes a lot of effort. It's just funny. You know, a lot of effort for funny. So I think it's very, very interesting. Me as a streamer, I don't do anything bad. I don't do anything revolutionary, and I don't really have a statement. I just stream, bruh. So if, let's say, VShojo becomes more strict, I can do it. It's like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. Okay, I can do that. As long as it's stable and safe. That's all I asks. So as long as it's still that, I think it's still good in my eyes. Like, creative freedom is not really... I don't hold it in like a super big importance, but if you give it to me, I'll appreciate it. One of those things, like the last touches. You know, if you give me creative freedom, I will appreciate it. But if you don't, I'll manage. I'm not gonna suffer from that. She's in it for the love of the game. I'm doing this because it's funny as hell. Oh, my neck! At one point, chat, when you start... Here's one thing. When you start with like Corpo, it depends on who you are, to be honest, but you learn to not care about too many things. You know? And if you still do... you suffering. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. It's a bliss. You don't have to not care about everything. You only care about what is utmost important. The more you give a shit, the more shit you take. So don't give too much of a shit. Just like, pick 5 things in life that you really give a shit about and focus all of your energy for those 5 little shits. Because everything else, bro, too much shit, too much clutter. It's not good for your head. You go crazy, you know? Cuckoo crazy. Yeah, life could be a dream. The money is most important. You know, at one point, I used to think that way too. I still do. I think money is very important. Oh, that's probably my 3rd one. Money. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. Safety, stability, money. You don't gotta tell me shit, but don't take my stuff. Like, the moment I catch you lying about my money, we gotta have a problem. We gotta have an issue here. I've made it very clear, though, where I'm not, like, super... It's like, oh, if it's a mistake, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're bad people. No, but... I like to have my calculations.
Into the top 5 things you care about.
It is somewhere there. Vshoujo doesn't take any cut from Twitch subs? No. Vshoujo doesn't take any cuts from anything streaming related. Bits, donations, subs, nothing. Nothing. Unthin. Yeah, and revenue? Nothing. Vshoujo doesn't take money from our ad revenue, bits, basically anything on stream right now. Nothing. The only thing Vshoujo does take, and I think I can say this because other member has said it, is from merch cut and sponsors. And even then, I don't think it's that much, in my opinion. I can't tell you how much, but I don't think it's that much. I think it's quite fair, closely leaning to slightly unfair for Vshoujo, TBH, but overall as a talent, fair. If I was Vshoujo, I'd be like, oh, the hell, a little bit. I'd be like, oh. But Vshoujo has this mentality where they don't take money from our viewers, because that's fucked. But I was okay with it. I told them I was okay with it, but they were like, Michi! Literally, I was like, bro, Vshoujo does so much for me. So I was like, I'm okay if you take a cut from my income. And they're like, Michi! Don't say that! You gotta these motherfuckers you gotta value yourself, okay? These people want to give you... They want to support you by giving you their money. And they want to support you. So it's different. And I was like, but I think they want to support you too. And they're like, no, it's different. And I was like, oh. I'm never gonna say no to money, but... Oh god, that's a curse word to them. Yeah, every time I say shit like that, they're like, value yourself. Sometimes this has happened. Well, not to me, but hypothetically, once upon a time in a dream. But not as bad as what other people have experienced. Like, sometimes if I'm like, oh, I don't like let's say I don't like waffles, right? And then some people are like, oh, I like watching Michi and I like pancakes. There will be people that are like, you like pancakes, you fucking faker? She doesn't like pancakes, she likes waffles. It goes from like Michi likes waffles to Michi doesn't like pancake, and then it goes downhill where it's like, if you like pancake, you're bad. If you like waffles, you're good. And then it's gonna go to something else completely. You know what I mean? It's like, waffle is a statement.
On crepes.
Thoughts? I love crepes. Ooh, I said it. Ooh. Yeah, that's the thing. It always happens like that. Or sometimes, what's even worse is when people speculate. It's like, oh, why are you not streaming today? And then they speculate, right? Or it's like, why did you say this? You sounded a bit down today. That happens a lot. You done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to be chill, but you so hot that I melted. I fell right in the quiet. I have tears in my eyes. Before the cool done, I'll be